Welcome to this episode of the Heartbeat for Hire podcast. I feature Olympians, CEOs, disruptors, authors, professional athletes, and the best of the best, where they share their stories of resilience with my lens on leadership and culture. Let's get started. Greetings and welcome to this episode of the Heartbeat for Hire podcast. 3 things you're going to learn from this episode today. Number 1, what to say the next time you receive a compliment. Number 2, what the best salespeople do. And number 3, how accepting praise is the key to career trajectory. Cynthia Barnes is a powerhouse in sales empowerment and women's professional development. As the founder of the National Association of Women Sales Professionals, Cynthia is revolutionizing how we think about confidence and success. Her groundbreaking work explores a fascinating question. Can we reverse engineer confidence through deliberate affirmation? Cynthia's innovative approach centers on the transformative power of 4 simple words. Thank you, it's true, which we are going to talk about. She is a 4-time Salesforce Top Influencer and a best-selling author. She brings over 15 years of sales leadership experience to this conversation. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome my friend Cynthia to the show. I'm so happy you're here.
Hey, how you doing?
I am so good, and I'm so delighted that you are here.
Not half as delighted as I am.
Okay, well, I start every show the same. And so the first question that I always ask my guests is, can you share a little bit of your story?
Yes, I have been selling since Girl Scout cookies were $1.50 a box. Hmm. For those of you who don't like to do math in your head, it's been a while. I've sold everything under the sun from fundraisers at Band, the peanut M&Ms in the box for $1,
Mhm.
to hair pieces at Hair Club for Men and everything in between. I've sold it all. My favorite sales, though, is the one I haven't sold yet.
Fun.
Yeah.
So keep going.
Um,
Talk me through your
uh,
story.
yep. In 2016, I founded the National Association of Women Sales Professionals because I figure I was tired of people paying me what they thought I was worth, and I figure I would get paid what I thought I was worth. So I started my own business. Then in 2023, I sold the National Association of Women Sales Professionals. And now I speak to audiences and show women how to own their awesome by accepting compliments with thank you, it's true.
Mm, I love that. So let's just dive right in on that because you gave a brilliant TED Talk
Thank you.
and you talk about how women cannot receive compliments. So please share that story because I love this story so much. And I think it's such a wonderful reminder of how we should be moving through the world.
So, the majority of women I come across, and probably you too, deflect compliments like hot potatoes. And to prove my theory, such that it was, I went to the mall one day and I was handing out compliments like they were lottery tickets. I would say things like, your nails are Instagram worthy. Your earrings are beautiful. Your hair is freaking fantastic. And women would deflect, deny, throw it back at me. One even told me that I was crazy for complimenting her. And I thought, what is the deal with this deflection of compliments? Why can't women simply say thank you? So I did some research, and there's a lot of data around why women deflect compliments. And what it boils down to is somewhere along the way, we have gotten it mixed up that society values modesty and humility versus accepting praise. And if you think about it, it's like as kids we're given a rule book, different ones for boys and for girls. Boys are taught to be brave and bold and to shout from the rooftops their accomplishments, while girls are taught to be quiet and meek and shy. And then as we get older, it carries over into our work. Those habits, if you will, of deflecting compliments when your boss tells you good job and you say, oh, it was nothing, we got lucky, or it was a team effort, they undermine your ability to make it to the C suite because your boss is now thinking, she can't even accept a compliment. She can't lead my team. She can't lead this project. So we're shooting ourselves in the foot.
Hmm.
So
What
that's
is
how I
it?
got started.
What does it mean? And I want to go back to the story in a second, but what does it mean when somebody, if you gave me a compliment and I said, oh, well, it was just da da da, and whatever it is, I kind of just shoo it away. What does that do to the person who's giving the compliment? What does it make them think about that person?
Well, first of all, if I pay you a genuine compliment and
Hmm.
you deflect it, it tells me how you truly feel about yourself.
Hmm.
Yes. It also, it's a slap in the face to me
Hmm.
because now you're telling me that I was wrong for paying you the compliment.
Hmm.
If I say I like something about you and you tell me no, then you're passing judgment on my ability to make to like what I saw in the positive about you.
Hmm. Okay,
So
so go
no one
into the
wins.
story. I love this story so much. So you started doing your research.
So I started doing my research and I found that women just deflect compliments like crazy. Then I found out that women in Uganda, East Africa, not only do they accept praise with thank you, they own it by following it up with it's true. You see, it's one thing to accept a compliment by saying thank you, which enough of us have a problem with already. But to own it, to give it validity by saying it's true, that's a whole nother level. So, what I'm asking is for people to say thank you, it's true. It's not braggadocious, it's not cocky, it's ownership. It's saying thank you, I appreciate the compliment, and you are validating, affirming it's true. I did do a good job on that project. I did choose a great sweater. I did choose great earrings.
Hmm.
Imagine a world where women and girls own their awesome simply by accepting praise and owning that awesome. We wouldn't have to fix adults because we would already have confident children.
This one of the things that I love to do is work with people on sharing their unique value prop or telling their story. And so many of the people I've coached over the years um, say, "Oh, I don't like to talk about myself. Oh, I don't know if I say that I wrote a book, is it braggadocio? You wrote a book, talk about it for Pete's sake." So I always kind of chuckle when I see people struggling with how they talk about the things that have happened, which are facts. And I say, these are facts, not feelings. So you can
Mhm.
talk about facts, you can talk about statistics, make them yours. And I think this is just another version of that, of, yeah, I did this and it's good.
Yes,
So
yes.
smart.
Somehow we have learned that to be bold and to be brilliant and to show up as strong women is a bad thing. And I kind of get it because throughout history, strong women, Malala Yousafzai, Joan of Arc, the women of the Salem witch trial, women who have dared to buck the system, or women who have dared to be too bold and too brazen, too vocal, have been beaten, burned, stoned, and shot. So those thoughts still linger today that if I show up too much, I am in danger. So it's best for me to be seen and not heard.
Yeah.
It's best for me to dim my light so others can shine.
Such a shame. Such a
Such a
shame.
shame.
So talk about this as in regards to selling,
Mm-hmm.
because sales is where we both came from,
Mm-hmm.
and you are clearly an accomplished salesperson. So why does this matter? How does it manifest itself in the life of a regular salesperson?
So let's take women in sales for example. As women, when we are learning a new product or service, we get our confidence externally. We get external validation prior to gaining competence. That confidence that we need comes from our boss telling us, hey, you did a good job on that presentation. It's the pat on the shoulder letting us know, hey, we did a good job. What if we could reverse engineer and actually turn the praise into unwavering confidence so that we need less of that
Yeah.
external validation and we already have that confidence?
Hmm.
That's what I'm trying to do, is to supercharge that confidence by turning praise into confidence so that we don't have to wait for the competence to show up.
I love that. And I focus so much on leadership, and I understand when you can provide your people autonomy and you can provide them psychological safety and trust, you set them up for success. You've created an environment for them to thrive. And I know when I've had leaders say, I've got your back, now fly. I've done incredible things. And it was because their belief in me translated to belief in myself, which
Mm-hmm.
said, I'm going to take these people around me and I'm going to lift them up to do incredible things, which we
Mm-hmm.
did.
Yes.
So
So
I like
imagine,
coming at it from both sides
yes,
because I always
yes,
talk about the leadership piece, but this is such an important piece.
yes. So what if we created a culture of deliberate affirmation? So if we know that women thrive on external validation, why
Mm,
don't we do more of it?
I'm here for that.
Yeah.
But this is also how you and I live. And this is also why we're friends. I
Right.
mean, to me, I find great joy in lifting other people up. I
Mm-hmm.
love shining the light on others to say, you know who does this really well? You've got to talk to so and so.
Yes.
That there is something infectious about that. And when
Yes.
you make yourself do that over and over again, you see the world differently.
You do.
And I have to imagine when you were doling out those compliments like lotto tickets, that had to make you feel a certain thing.
I got oxytocin hits all day long.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so good. So good. So, talk a little bit about your TED Talk. Talk about what happened since then. It's a really big deal to do a TED Talk, and yours was beautiful.
Thank you. I did the TED Talk and people love it. And I realized I was onto something special. I just didn't know how special it was
Mhm.
until recently. So you're familiar with Amy Cuddy, right?
Mhm.
Well, there are certain events in our lives where we know that our higher power, and for me, that's God, is involved. It just so happens that there's research that Amy has done, Dr. Cuddy has done, that aligns with some of the values that my hypothesis talks about. I got a chance to meet her and I asked her about my hypothesis about the reverse engineering and deliberate affirmations as it relates to confidence in women. And she said, I think there's something to that. Nothing scientific, nothing empirical, nothing proven, but it was enough of a nudge, enough of a confirmation for me to say, let's keep plowing forward.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah,
So, you spent some time at Salesforce,
I did.
not the most compliment uh, worthy environment. I was in tech sales, mostly male, and just curious, were you implementing these things there? How was it received? What was the landscape like?
As a Salesforce influencer, they have us go to events and represent Salesforce.
Mm,
Not everyone is comfortable responding to praise with thank you, it's true.
mm-mm.
Nope. Some people think it's too braggadocious. Some people say, oh, that's brilliant, but it's not for me. And that's okay. Not everybody likes McDonald's either. But imagine if 25% of the population picked it up and tried it. How much better off would we be if we doled out compliments and if we could receive them? I'm not trying to change all the world, just those who need it. Just those who need a little boost to their self worth and their self confidence.
Mm. So talk a little bit about how praise can change your career trajectory.
We tend to send subconscious signals to those around us, and we don't even know it. When we tell someone it was nothing, my team did it, I had nothing to do with it. When we give others the praise, when we don't accept praise, when we don't accept a compliment, we are sending signals that we are undeserving of that praise, i.e., undeserving of a lot of things. Your boss is now in a position, not to say he or she would, but now they are able to, they're in a position to think things like he or she may not be ready for that next promotion. She may not be ready to lead that committee. She may not be ready to handle X, Y, and Z. So, why would you give someone the opportunity to doubt your capabilities and abilities by simply deflecting compliments? If we can control the controllables, which we can, why not accept the praise and remove that from the equation? You are shooting yourself in the foot by not accepting compliments, by not showing up confidently, authentically as your best self.
Mhm.
Your manager wants you to show up confidently because they want to be assured that you can lead the team that they're about to give you.
Mm. So let's challenge our listeners. What should they be doing starting today
Yes.
to make their lives better and both in action externally and for themselves?
I want them to start small. I know they're eager and I know they want to jump in with both feet. At least I hope they do. But let's start small. For the next week, I want them to, when they receive a compliment, I want them to look the sender in the eye, pause, smile, and say thank you. That's it. Just a simple
Easy.
thank you. The week after that, still say thank you, but I want you to start a compliment jar. Take a post it note and write down that compliment and put it in a jar. You can
Mm.
put it in a journal, whatever, but I want you to keep track of the compliments you receive. You can put it in the notes section of your phone if you want to be sustainably friendly and all that, whatever, but keep track.
Mm.
And then on the third week, this is where the fun begins. I want you to respond with, thank you. It's true. I did do a good job in that project. Or thank you. It's true. I do like this skirt too. Thank you. It's true. My son is very polite. Thank you. It's true has the power to undo generations of women playing small.
Mm. I love that.
Just four simple words.
Well, you reminded me of a story that just happened when I was at the Outlier Retreat. And my friend Matt Emerzian was one of the keynotes, and he was talking about his whole mission is you matter. And he asked everyone in the room to write down 5 compliments about yourself, 5 things that you're really good at. And I don't have a problem with it. I just wrote them down, whatever. I felt pretty good. But my friend sitting next to me got to two and stopped.
Hmm.
And he looked up and Matt looked at him and was like, "What happened, buddy? Are you okay?" And he had this kind of face and he couldn't get past two. And he felt pretty rotten about it, but nobody knew because he laughed it off and we went away. Well, later that night we had dinner and Matt came up to me and he said, "Hey," at this big long table. He says, "Hey, I want to do something." I said, "What?" He said, "Well, Andrew was stuck and he only could think of two nice things to say about himself. So I thought, since you all know him, we could write down some compliments about him." And so
Great.
we started to write. And some of them were funny. Like I said, he cries really well because he cries at the drop of a hat. And others were like super heartfelt and amazing, but we wrote 2 pages worth. And he pulled Andrew aside and he said, "Hey, I know you struggled with writing some compliments about yourself, so we did it for you. So we want you to read this." And because Andrew can cry really well, he cried really well. But it was this incredible moment for all of us to watch and be a part of. And for
Mhm.
Andrew, he's still crying about it now. It was exceptional. So if you do find that person that is really struggling and can't think of anything good about themselves, tell them and then
Yes.
make them say, "Thank you. It's true."
Yes.
I
Yes.
love that.
We never know who needs a compliment.
We don't. We don't.
We
And
don't.
it's just important to kind of read people and see, because you can
Mhm.
tell when someone's struggling,
Yes.
and when they're intimidated or when they're just feeling
Mhm.
less than.
Yes.
Um, so, switching gears, what inspires you?
Lately, it's been myself, me. I am going through the most character building phase I have ever gone through. And I am amazingly strong. And I'm amazed at the fact that I'm handling it with such grace. I'm surprised at my strength and resilience.
Well, I'm not, because it's true. You are a resilient woman, but I'm proud of you.
And also, what inspires me? My niece, Elizabeth. The other day, my mother, her grandmother, said something about my niece said something about I want to be a chiropractor, and her grandmother said, "I thought you wanted to be a vet." And they went back and forth, and my niece said, "Well, Nana, I can be anything I want to be because my auntie said I can if I work hard and I'm willing to make sacrifices." She inspires me.
As she should. That's amazing. What would you like your legacy to be?
What would I like my legacy to be? I would like my legacy to be that I served those whom I once was and those who need me.
Beautiful. You're already doing it. What's next for Cynthia?
I am on a mission to spark a global movement where women and girls own their awesome by accepting praise with "thank you, it's true."
Simply put, and beautiful. Cynthia, you have been such a joy to be on this show, and it's true. So I'm going to say it for you. Um, Guys, if you liked what you heard, please connect with Cynthia. How can people find you?
LinkedIn is the best way to connect with me. So please reach out. Let me know how you heard of me.
You heard it
Yep.
here.
Yep.
Say I sent you.
Yes. Heartbeats for hire. Um, Let me know. Connect with me on LinkedIn, please.
That's the best. And we will put her links in the chat or in the episode. So not to worry. If you liked what you heard, guys, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Go leave a 5-star review at Spotify or Apple. I hope you enjoyed today's show. I certainly did. Thank you all. Thank you, Cynthia. And go out and lead with heart, everyone. Have a great day. Are you ready to elevate your leadership style and create an exceptional workplace that stands out from the crowd? I'm here to introduce you to a game-changing resource that will transform the way you lead and shape your company culture. It's time to embrace the power of top-down culture. This practical guide empowers your leadership for lasting success, helping you create a workplace where everyone thrives. Get top-down culture today, and let's reshape the future of leadership together. Thanks for listening to this episode of Heartbeat for Hire. I hope you enjoyed what you heard. If you did, please subscribe to my YouTube channel or consider leaving a 5-star review and a great rating at Spotify or Apple. Thank you so much for your support. Have a great day.